Well, first of all, I know what it is to be an executive that need to prove the value of a sponsorship to his boss. So I'm trying to provide as much insights and rationale to our sponsors in terms of like evaluation of the value of a property. We work with Nielsen, for example, on some in-depth analysis of the potential and post-analysis on what was the results, but also structuring the marketing offer in a way that they can really express their brand by being more creative and engaging the platform in only each brand can do. It's amazing. We are super privileged that they made a bet on us and saying like, it's a fascinating company that's really investing in the future by diversifying the different businesses. For example, Germany, they have very strong retail activities and they want to position themselves as the new 7-Eleven where you go when everything is closed. And I think they decided to bet on us as a platform to connect with the next generation, presenting them a new Shell and also connecting them to the actual product that Shell is offering. As a converted gamer myself, I usually tell them, don't worry. You don't need to be a professional gamer to talk about marketing. Let's talk about what you want to do, what does your brand stand for, what you think you can bring as an added value to the players and to the fans. If you define this right, then we can teach you the game later. Because that doesn't matter. What is matter is like really like how genuine you are in the commitment on the long term and what is the added value that you can bring to the community. If we get this right, the community will give you so much value back. And that's what we talk about most of the time. And I tell them the story. I was not a gamer and I work for Riot now 5 years later. Because of course today I play the game and I enjoy the game. But I've learned it and it takes time and it's fine. What is important is that how genuine is the partnership, how genuine is the commitments. Because that will make the decision or not for us. I think first of all, when I go in this kind of room, usually I say hi to old friends because I come from this world. And I use a lot of analogy. It's like we do the Champions League of a game called League of Legends. We're going to have the World Championship, which is the equivalent of the World Cup. And I use a lot of like comparable in terms of like metrics and business case. And they understand that. And I think closer and closer that they're getting to the sports, the more they see that actually it's very similar. The challenges are a little bit different. Esports started global and tried to go local. Sports started local, try to go global. Sports started with exclusivity and TV. We started with non-exclusive and digital. So both worlds have to learn from each other, and that's what we try to do in this kind of like meetings. Well, usually when I meet with my colleagues from the Chinese team, I'm like looking at the crystal ball and what will become the esports in 5 or 10 years in Europe, I think. League of Legends, not esports. League of Legends esports is the #1 sport in China, period. So that's it. It's like it's discussed on television. It's stimulating fandom in an extent that the players become stars that people run after in the streets, and it's creating also the rivalries and the passion and the emotion that any sport could bring. So this is what it is, and it's very inspiring for us. You probably heard that Nike decided to be the long-term partners in terms of licensing and merchandising of the league for all the teams, which is kind of like very similar to things we have seen in the past for other sports. So we see this excitement and we are just nurturing it in our own region in a way where we believe that this could be the future.